All right. I think I've got my audio on. Now, does my computer want to let me have audio through my USB port? That's the next question. Does not appear we're getting you guys yet. So hang tight. Michael's going to fix the audio. I've been buying gear to hopefully assist with better audio, and I still don't know how to work it yet. So check, check, check. All right, I'm still going. Adam Saxon is rolling over in his cubicle right now. Why is this so difficult? Why can't just the HDMI just shove out my audio? It's my dang laptop. Hang tight. Check, check, check. Still nothing from you guys. All right. So let me just try one more thing here while we get going. See if I can do a quick audio capture here. No, it's not registering my audio. Configure, configure, configure. Check, check, check. Okay, I've narrowed it down. I know this is the same thing it did last time to me. You can hear me, I can hear you, but I can't shove the stream audio from this laptop to that laptop. If only I had some time to figure this out. Advanced audio. Say it again. Oh, I'm trying hard, guys. Yeah, tell Seth to don't slap me later on. Check, check, check. Cam 4K link. Man, I'm so frustrated by this. All right. Transitioning over to technical issues. We've got it. Check, check, check. Audio's coming in. Come on, camera. All right.
The relative thing.
Transitioning.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
we
we
can.
can. All
Can
right.
you guys can you
Yes.
guys hear me? Okay, so you can hear me. That's what we do every time. I see the audio coming through, but I don't hear it in my headset, so I'm gonna find another set of headphones.
Oh,
I think the audio's coming through. Let's do the check on the. I feel like I can get so close. I'm just not quite there. So can anyone give me a check on the YouTube channel? Let's see if anyone's getting some audio on their end.
Is
And
there a
while I do
YouTube
that,
channel?
let's check the audio
You've got
properties
YouTube?
here.
Oh yeah.
oh,
Oh,
I
wow.
thought we were.
Haha. Okay. Okay. I think we can sufficedly say Michael does a 12. I'm better than last week. Last week was 15 minutes of screwing around. Today is 12. I swear I was in this thing at least 30 minutes before. I had audio running, had everything working. I figured out when I join the Teams meeting, I have to directly select the audio output for the screen. So the audio, I so many buttons to press. Oh my gosh. Anyways, so for those of you who had joined online, thank you for joining. This is our wonderfully patient group of MVPs while you hang out while Michael figures out the audio things. So thank you for joining. Let's just go across the quick introduction. Just say who you are and what company you work for. We'll let you do a quick advertisement there at the beginning, and then we'll get into discussing this month's release. We'll start there at the top left-hand corner, Matt. Super good blog, excellent content. Always go, and you also help out at skillwave.com. Is that correct? Training, yes. Excellent. So check them out. Moving on over to the middle, we have Daniel. Excellent. All right, moving on over to Mark. Checking it.
For McCall, a Dutch Microsoft partner, and yeah, working on Power BI all day actually.
Love it. All right, so we're getting some audio issues here. Checking again, checking settings.
At least there'll be a video.
At least there'll be a video. That's for sure statement. At least we'll get a video for it. Okay, now can hear. All right, so we're doing that better. All right, we'll zoom on down there to Eric. Go ahead, Eric. Go ahead, give us your introduction.
Hi, I'm Erik Svensson from Copenhagen, Denmark. I run a company called Catman Solution where we provide BI as a service using, of course, Power BI. And I occasionally blog as well.
And you also occasionally run a wine shop, which is in your background
Yes.
image. That's your place.
Yeah.
So
Yes,
if you're ever in his area, feel free to go check out and buy a bottle of wine.
absolutely. I'll be ready to serve you.
Excellent. Gilbert is at a beach right now, but I know you're not, but it feels like
Nah.
it is. What's up, Gilbert?
Hey Mark, yeah, Gilbert from consultant at Formu, and yeah, the beach I live on the Gold Coast. That's not the Gold Coast though. The pictures of Fiji.
He's
Once upon a
he's
time.
rocking the logo. He is his Formu is a cow. It is
That
yeah,
is
that's the
that
logo.
is yeah.
And Mr. Seth, bring us home.
Yeah, Seth Bauer, Director of Business Intelligence at Syndigo during the day, and trying to contribute in Power BI tips at night with Mike, and do a lot of the community stuff there.
Things are busy. So let's just jump into some of the updates. There's been some. I feel like there's been a good amount of. I feel like they've been some really big dropping features here that they've been talking about this month. Anybody have a favorite feature that they've played with or started looking at that they want to kick it off with?
New model view.
Huge new model view. I'm with Matt on this one. I like it. What do you guys
Yeah.
think?
I'm super excited about it actually. It's much more clear than it was previously.
Yes.
And also that the icons that are updated in the model view, I really like it a lot. And I think these are the first steps towards, who knows what's going to be called? Composite models or something?
Yes. It's been that's been in the release notes for a while. It's analysis services models of analysis services models. You can direct query other analysis services models, is my
Yep.
understanding.
It said November, right? That's if you go and look at the online documentation in the release plans, it says November 2020. Well, here we are, and I don't see it.
Well,
at
if you look
I
in
believe
the
they
very
changed it to December.
look at
Oh,
the
yeah, probably.
the very last comment on the blog. It just came out
Yeah.
today. It says, "We apologize. We're trying to get the features right." Meaning this stuff is ridiculously hard. It's coming in December. So we've
Yeah.
been baited with a little bit of flavor for the new tables and how they look. And now we're gonna have to wait one more month. So let's hope they get it out early before everyone goes on a Christmas vacation. So hopefully it's an early December release, around the 12th or 13th again. So
Well, I think it's the best Christmas present that we can get this year, right?
yeah, I'm hoping so. Yes.
Yeah.
Tristan would be
So-
proud.
Exactly.
So,
at least
so with this new model view, one of the things that I really like is the ability to collapse the tables and just see the keyed columns. And when I train people, often I'll see people, they sort of expand these tables, that they can see all the columns. And I always say to them, don't do that. You don't need to see the columns here. The model view is not about columns. The model view is about relationships, right? And so just being able to collapse everything down, just turn on the key view. So there's a pin key field to the top of the card feature, which I really like. Show
agree
the
with that.
key field when card is elapsed, turn that on as well. I think there's some things that it needs to do, and I'm not sure people listening whether they are aware of this, but when the blog comes out, you have a unique opportunity to give feedback on the new feature.
That's a good point.
So they normally leave the blog open for a week or so, 2
Yes.
weeks, normally max, and then they lock it. And so you can put an idea into ideas.powerbi.com, and you may or may not get attention. And it's had a bit of a rocky transition over the last 6 months. But if you put feedback in the blog about a new feature, they definitely look at it. And so I actually started a list of 5 or 6 things that I'd like to see, and I'm going to get that into the blog before that closes off. And I encourage everyone else to do that as well.
Totally would agree with that statement.
And
Go ahead,
Yeah.
Mark.
what do we think about if you look at the table card headers, what it's called in a blog, or somebody played with paint, but what is the gray bar in there?
I think that's part of the composite view, isn't it? Actually, I don't see it.
I looked at the screenshot. I was like, okay, somebody played with paint here.
I don't see it. You're saying there's a grey bar? I'm looking at it at the moment, but I don't see any
Yeah.
grey bar.
If you go to the new model view in the blog,
Yep.
Yeah.
and you scroll a little bit down, and then you have table card headers.
Okay, I haven't seen
Oh.
that.
Yes. Are you talking about the gray or the blue? The blue
Oh,
or the gray
yeah.
bar?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
blue is part of the composite model.
Yes.
So I
Yeah.
saw that in Christian's demo when he did it back in May at the
Yep.
at the conference. So it's going to have different colors depending on whether it's loaded or not, and whether it comes from an on. So every different basically source model is going to have a different color, right?
Yeah, so if you pull
Yeah,
from
but then a
SQL
little.
Server, if you pull from SQL Server and something else, oh, I think the gray bars that you're talking about in those visuals on the blog, I think those are blanking out something that's not supposed to be there yet.
Exactly. That's
I,
where I
I
wanted
think
to
they're
go.
hiding. Okay, I see where you're pointing, Mark. Okay,
Black
I see.
in
I
the
see.
blue
Sorry, I was.
tables, there's a little grayed out area. You got to zoom in, and then down below
Yeah.
for tables in dual mode, it says human resources, and there's a little gray bar there, and we're not sure what that is. That might have been like something a little too early, and someone took some screenshots that are a bit too preview for us.
Yeah.
It will
No,
it will
I
show
think that's the model.
the server address.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Mm.
Welcome, Reed. Welcome to join the crew. You came in just as Michael
Hey.
figured out the audio issues, as always. So.
Yeah.
So we're just talking about all the new. Well, everyone's buzzing about the model view, how cool that is, the colors that are there, and helping you.
Oh yeah.
There is a new icon on those. If you click the little eyeball for the top of the table, you can hide every single column in a table and only unhide the columns that you want, which I think will be. I think I'm going to use that because I feel like a lot of times when I build models, I overexpose too many columns to people, and I feel like I should start with everything hidden, and then as I use the columns, I should unhide them so that they're exposed to end report users so they can not be overwhelmed with the data model because there may be columns in there they don't need initially, and I can clean them up later. And it might help me track which columns are actually used inside the model. I have a hard time knowing which ones are used or not used, so I can clean them up later.
I
Yeah.
have a blog coming on that. Maybe the week after next now.
Well, there we go. Well,
Sorry,
Matt, we'll
I
ping
cut
you for that
someone
one.
off. I'm not sure who that was. Reed?
Reed.
I was looking at it. Yeah, so I do see the icon. Yeah, I like that it's more accessible now, I think, to do that. I'm assuming it follows a very similar practice before where you could right click and say hide table and then unhide what you wanted. But yes, like to your thing is it allows you to instantly hide everything
Yes.
in the table and then just go pick and choose what you want to unhide out of it. I am kind of sad that the new fields list is only in the model view. Like it's again like I think part of the request from people is like the DAX folder at the top. Like if the report view has that, why doesn't the model view reflect that? So like, okay, cool, we're going to change that to do that. But now we're going to give a separate set of icons to the model view than the report view. So it's kind of like two steps forward, one step back with that.
Yeah, but I think Reed, from Kelly's article. So I don't know if you watched the video, but she said that they're in process of transitioning to a common fields list.
Yes.
Okay.
And so they've only deployed it to the model view so far. So they're actually going to deploy the same field list to the other two views as well, so that they will be consistent.
Okay,
yeah. So I
good.
think this is just a transition.
Yeah, I had a feeling that is the case. It's one of those more of just like it's a small like nitpicking you can do. It's like it's amazing it's there, but I'm going to be very happy once every single of the three perspectives that we have in there all will have the exact same icon sets and the same functionality, same context
functionality.
Menus, so it's a seamless
I'm with you
experience.
there. I want to edit.
Yeah, I get frustrated. You can't write a measure from the model view.
Yes, which I feel like you should be able to do that.
Yeah.
And like, well, now I can use tabular editor for it. Like my thing is if I'm creating a shared model, sometimes it's nice to put the expression in the description. And if you have to go to the report view to get the expression into the model view to put that in the description, that was a very painful process to do in Power BI.
Top it on a lot. I would agree with you. Until you get
But
tabular editor.
Aren't we missing one single thing in a new model view? That's the ability to just see the DAX expression if you click a measure.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, that's exactly what we're talking about. Like it's of all the things that are in there in the properties, it's like even if you can't edit it, why can't I just see it somewhere to just see like a read-only version of the expression?
I'd agree.
Yeah. I talked to Tessa about this actually, and she was really willing to listen. Like, why is this important?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we say it is. Is that...
Yeah. I just want to see the same thing on all different places.
Yeah.
Well, I want the edit feature. That's the one I'm missing. I've been wanting to right click on a table that is inside the model view and just go right into the query editing. I feel like that would be
Yeah.
like, to me, I can't tell you
Yeah.
how many times I click that menu and like, oh crap, I'm in the wrong view. I got to switch views and then go to the other place. But I think you're right, Matt. This is
We
all
have that
about
now.
unifying. Is it there? Can you edit them now?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is there
You can
now.
right
Yeah,
click
you
and
can
edit
right click
query.
and
Yeah, they did add that.
Yep.
In the model view, though.
in the
Yes,
model
in the
view.
model
Yeah,
view.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
brand new.
What am I missing?
Yeah.
I'm not seeing it on mine.
Have you
No,
turned on
Not
the
on
new?
the not on the
Have you turned on the
table.
new model view?
I have
No,
one
it's
open
so there's
with
two
it.
preview features. There's the new model view and there's the new
Oh.
fields list. You have to make sure that the new fields list is also turned on.
Good call.
But still, I don't see it.
Yep. I mean, I'm right clicking on a table and I see refresh data, edit query, manage relationships, incremental refresh, all in the model view.
Yep, new field list.
Yeah.
You got to click it. It's a preview feature.
It is. Yep.
Oh man, now I got to restart
Hey,
my
Nikki.
desktop.
Hey, Nikki,
Ah,
you're
there
a bit,
it is.
you're a
Yeah.
bit blurry, man.
Alright.
Yeah, so you're looking a bit blurry this morning. Hard day.
You got
It's been a long day.
background and a blurry
It's been a
image,
long
yeah.
day.
Have to clean your camera lens, I think. Yeah, so it's pretty good.
What?
So
There's one thing that's interesting here because I did the right click on the table in the view itself. There, the edit query doesn't appear, but if you do it in
No.
the fields list,
in
it
the
does.
fields list, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So why not make these two menus the same?
Yeah.
We'll get there.
Good question.
Yeah,
I-
but once again,
I
this
figured there's-
is
yeah.
the feedback we should be giving. So
Yeah.
I'll write it down. I'll write it down, Mark.
And I'm sure with a lot of these, there's entirely different teams that are managing
Yes.
the lists for different. So it's a lot. It's a bit of siloing in terms of development that happens. I'm sure sometimes.
Maybe
I
we should
think it's-
retitle this, Mike, in MVP feedback, and then just ask for a method to like dump
Just
the
one-
video
Just
into the
one,
blog.
yeah, one,
you know?
a whole video for ideas, and we'll
Yes.
just make one idea. Just listen to this video and do all the ideas in this video, please. Thank you.
I think it's Tessa and Jeroen working on this actually on the model.
Actually, I'm just having a look. If you drag a relationship, it's actually gone backwards a little bit. I'm not sure if you remember there was a slight improvement about maybe 2 releases ago, and the UI became a lot more stable. And when you drag and dropped a column, it actually gave you a visual indication of where you were about to drop that column.
Oh yeah.
And I just and I noticed that that's gone now. So
Same confirmed.
yeah, so that's
Wah, wah,
that's
wah.
a step back. So we need to get that fixed as well.
So by visual indication, because I'm doing it right now, and I do see a dotted yellow outline over what I'm about to drag it over. What besides that is missing?
Besides
It's not
that, nothing.
happening here.
But it's not happening for me.
Well, field to
No,
field,
Yeah.
field to field, it should be
Okay.
doing it. It should be like if you drag a column. Look what you did. I'm seeing what the behavior that Matt does. If I drag a key column from a table and go to a secondary table, typically each column would highlight with a darker gray bar, and I could drag my cursor
Yeah.
over them, and
That's
it would
right.
highlight, which exact row am I linking myself to. But that makes sense. Yeah, I get that.
But maybe we should move to a next feature. Otherwise,
We'll be here all
talk
day.
an hour straight on only the model view.
So I find myself in the same situation as last month, where I get really excited when I see something, and then I kind of get a little let down, but not. There's room for improvement. So I thought the new slider bars in the visuals were going to be like a key answer to one of my big questions, because the organization I work for right now is doing some really heavy embedding for client-facing reports, and we're doing a V2 of those reports right now, and there's a lot of tweaking and trying to add in some neat usability features. And what I thought the sliders were going to do, one was I only thought it was going to be on the x-axis, so I think it's really cool it's on the y as well, which should help out that outlier line that you can't see once in a while. So being able to dig down and adjust the y-axis is cool, but like the feature that I think is missing is the functionality to like make this a filter. Like if I'm narrowing down or sliding down to a realm, it's just zooming in without actually filtering the rest of my data. And that's what I thought it was going to do. So whether that was just a misconception of mine, but it just zooms in on the area without modifying any of the data on the report page.
Good point. Yeah, I've noticed the
Yeah, I
same
you
guess
thing.
gotta.
there'll be some people want both, or some people want one, some people want the other. Maybe it
Right,
should be
and that's why I
option.
was saying, like, there's a property, right? So like, add one more in there for like, do you want this to filter? Yes, I do.
Yeah.
So that's an action item after this call, Seth. Go and add it to the blog.
Yeah, will do. But I do like it. I do like the ability now to like have a little bit more control, especially when you throw a bunch of lines in that chart. I think this makes a line chart and the ability for other things to navigate within that visual a better experience.
Totally agree with that one. There is now a rectangle selector, so while you can't quite technically do it on a line chart, you do on a map chart get a rectangular selection grid. So you can go grab points off of a map now, which has been, I think that's a good improvement. I like that one. I don't use map visuals very often though.
Will it apply to only the native map visual or also to Azure Maps? Did some of us already try that?
I didn't try with Azure Maps. I don't know. I think it was the native. The one I was looking for was like the regular native visual. It comes with there's a little icon that kind of pops up on the upper right-hand corner of it, so you know that you have the ability to grab a little window across the map.
Okay,
Yeah.
is it actually? There's an indicator that you have this new feature, kind of.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, and it comes on the
That's
map.
nice.
Yep.
And the
I
nice
know
thing
a few
is,
people were asking that as soon as that came out. Like, that's like, why isn't it on the map visual yet?
Yeah, that rectangle selector is certainly something that like is useful and could even be used, obviously with in conjunction with the sliders that I was talking about. I think what I've been struggling with is taking some of those kind of hidden features that maybe heavy Power BI users that are in Power BI like can learn and understand, and making them much more present and front and center for users that don't assume a reporting interface, right? And that's where I'd love that like key feature of filtering that stuff.
Totally.
So Moo Boy, what do you like?
Yes, that's me. I mean, I like the slider things are pretty cool, especially when you're looking at that. And the other one I'm interested to play with is that anomaly.
Anomaly.
No, it's not an enemy. An
Ah,
anomaly. An enemy.
An enemy detection.
An enemy detection. No, I'm with you. I reckon that looks really good. What excites me about that actually is it's more of this native AI stuff that there are some really smart people doing a lot of paddling under the water to make that look really smooth and simple, right? And I mean, the reality is you had to be a data scientist to do that sort of stuff before, and now you just click on the plus button in the analytics and it's done for you. And they're just doing it, and so often with Q&A and explain the increase and quick insights and the what's the other visual, the driver, the key influencer visual.
Yep.
Yeah, and the analyze distribution.
The what? Sorry, Mark?
Yep.
Explain
There's another one.
Yep, and analyze distribution.
Yep.
So I wish on the home ribbon up there where they have all the AI visuals, it would be great if there's a like an info thing next to them that just shows you where the other AI components in Power BI are, like explain the increase and this new one, because I think some of these are a little buried and you won't know about them. So it would be nice if there was an indicator up where the other AI visuals are grouped on that ribbon at the top that it just maybe takes you to a page that talks about other places in Power BI where the AI capabilities are.
Read, that's a blog, man. Come on.
True. But like not everybody watches my videos as much as I would like it to. So it would be good also just for Microsoft to have better documentation in Power BI on this when people are developing.
But
then there's nothing for us to do.
That sounds like an external visual. An external tool. Can you? And I've never done this. Mike, you might have done it as well. But can you create an external tool that basically is third-party help? We should do that.
I like it.
We should create an external tool somehow that
that hot links you to skillwave.training. You need to learn Power BI. Pay us this money, and we'll get you all the training you need. No, but I agree with you though. There should be like an MVP-driven knowledge forum that we put together, and we put together with things that we think are best practices and put it out there. I like it.
So instead of DAX.guide, it would be Power BI.guide.
Yeah. And Mike, we could get you to be the technical director if we needed any audio or anything like that.
Oh, zinger. Zinger.
I do want to just,
On
quickly
point,
comment,
Matt. You are
my
on
first
point.
live stream went by without any technical issues on
Hey,
Saturday.
congrats.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
nice when you only have one other camera to worry about.
Oh.
Oh.
You only have
Yeah,
all
we
of your
got-
stuff's only coming through Teams, though, isn't it? Or do you actually have like other things besides just the Teams that you're capturing?
I'm trying to run it between two computers, so there's a learning
Okay.
curve there. I did it all on one, and I found some limitations with Teams, and now we're trying to do two, and
Okay.
it just doubles the challenges, it feels like.
That's fair enough.
So what
Hey,
else
Mickey.
is good and new?
I do want to
Yeah.
make one point though on the anomaly stuff that is, one of the really neat things, and like I said before, is I'm doing a ton of embedding, is using a back-end framework or system like Power BI, right? When you surface that up for reporting within applications, is just inherently, because they keep developing these really complex systems or surfacing up like anomaly detection, right, in a visual, like that is such a win for organizations to just turn on a functionality and add some like explanation or create a new page that could potentially provide insights to customers with zero development, right? Like in terms of like the application, but because think about like we've interacted with many companies where they're building their own custom solutions, custom build every visual, custom build everything. And what we've been able to accomplish with Power BI, in the timelines that we have, is one, crazy, but at the same time, like the next generation of where our reports go or the insights that we can develop are just leveraging things that they're building for us within the framework, which is just, it's so fun.
I mean, I remember
it's
when just having
not gonna
to
stop.
create like a rolling average line or like forecast or anything else was super difficult. Now it's like a couple clicks of a button to do those.
Shows you how far the product has come.
Yeah.
You start really thinking about how you build data applications as opposed to reports. I feel like that's where we've been playing a lot. We're moving away from it's a report with a couple pictures on it. It's now a data application with integrations and UI and visual elements.
I
and
like that. I'm gonna sell it like that.
Yeah,
No, it's not a report.
it is.
It's a data
It's a
application.
data application.
But it doesn't compare to like other products that I see on the market where there's no
Yeah.
compute engine that's kind of given to you. I mean, the fact that you get a full analysis services engine behind the scenes, I mean, that's a huge differentiator, and I really like that part about it.
Hey, Nikki, what do you like about this month's release?
I was actually just going through the blog about the diagram view in Power Query.
Oh yes.
I really like that very much. It's not in the
Not in the
blog
blog.
post. No, but it's a separate blog.
But Eric posted a really nice picture about it on Twitter.
Yeah, it was from data flows, right?
Yes.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, it's just in data flows right now, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and there's just released a new blog post from Miguel Lopez on PowerBI.com about
That's amazing.
the new capabilities.
Oh man, that's slick. The data, the flows kind of showing the pipeline.
Yeah.
It's a separate blog post. I thought they were gonna channel everything in one from now on.
Apparently not.
Yeah, but
Surprise.
too bad.
Just put the link in the chat window for those of you watching. There's the new blog post, and it's actually a separate blog post, and it was made, I think it was just this morning as well, so just released as well.
Yeah.
Lots of notes in there, actually. Diagram view that's there, letting you see the different channels on how you can see different data streams, what's happening in each of those transformation steps, and if there's merging of queries, it shows you some of that stuff. Yeah, very elegant. I feel like this is a lot what the competition's doing.
This is just in data flows now, right? This is only data flows for now?
In the service,
right?
data
Data
flows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, it makes sense. It's it's similar with like Power BI. A lot of the desktop features show up a couple of days early, which then Daniel gets a chance to blog about since he's down in Australia, and then it comes to Power BI desktop.
Yeah, exactly.
I think they run it past Daniel for approval before they release it. Actually,
I think that's right.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, I agree.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so that's a good call, Nikki. I hadn't seen that. I don't know whether it's in my inbox and I missed it. So
Yeah, there
it
are
must
actually two
Yeah,
blog
yeah.
posts about. One from
Yeah.
Miguel and one from Darlini.
Yeah, it
That I
came
posted.
into my inbox 12 minutes before we started this call, and I hadn't seen it yet. So
I'm blog post. It's just like
Uh-oh,
it's
your
just
headset's going a little bit glitchy there, Reed.
the fact that we do transformations inside of that view is just like for people who are so adamantly like not
we
wanting
can't
to
hear you at all, Reed.
I think you went full
Sound like
robot.
you're in a
The
toilet.
robot on us.
check on.
Charge your headphones.
Yeah.
I think you're uploading videos to
Yeah,
your.
that's for the
YouTube.
crack at Mike, Reed. With
Boom,
your,
audio
with your
issues.
perfect little video.
Take that.
Yeah.
Revenge is sweet.
Alright, let's see.
Yes, I don't know what happened with that blog, and now, just in case Kelly's watching, we could be so lucky that Kelly K watches our video at some point in time. But and Kelly's actually rescued the monthly update since Amanda left, right? Because it used to be Amanda's thing.
Yes.
Yep.
She always used to do the article, and she did all the demos, and so it looks to me like Kelly put a hand up to rescue that, to keep that going. But have you noticed that the number of demos has been dwindling over time in the monthly up? I think there was only one demo this month.
Yeah.
And so, Kelly's doing the best she can, and she's not technical, she's not a developer or a program manager or anything like that, but she's a community manager, and she's sort of trying to rescue this thing. But that's another thing. I mean, if maybe we should make contact with Microsoft if they're struggling to get people to do the demos. Maybe that's something that we could do as part of our commitment to them, is just to do the demos for them, and so that Kelly can piece them back together. I might drop her a note and see whether she's.
I believe it was handed over again. I thought that Kelly only stepped in as an intermediate runner of the block till a new person stepped up, and I believe that Jeroen is owning it right now. At least he is putting everything together.
But Kelly still did the voiceover, right? So
yep, that's true.
In a studio voice. Hey, Reed, man, there's a problem with your. We can't.
Still
hear
bad.
You can't talk.
The video is good.
The video is good. The map is good in the background. It's still a little bit robotic. Oh, awesome. Well, my computer has definitely blue screened. That is super sweet. So we'll be right back until my Windows PC decides to figure itself out. We'll try that again.
linearly.
All right, we're back.
Orders. No, we were never gone, Mike.
Well, I'm back. So totally blue screened out. The screen goes just totally dies on me. So I apologize about that. I had a lot of chat on the YouTube channel. They were like, "Oh my gosh, I'm glad to know that it doesn't happen to just me." Well, you know, it happens to everyone, especially the guy who's streaming everything. So here we go.
Yep.
Sorry about that. We're
Yeah.
back on. I think the stream's up and good. Feed is doing well. I think we're back up.
All right, very good. Yeah, so I mean, the growth is just amazing. There's no sign that this is stopping, and there are new companies discovering this stuff all the time. I'm just constantly amazed that someone will perhaps put a comment on a blog or something saying, I've just discovered Power BI, or if you go to community.powerbi and say, I'm brand new to DAX and Power BI. I mean, you just wonder, when's it going to end? When is the growth of new users going to end? I mean, I'm sure Microsoft doesn't want it to end. I'm sure they've got some information on this.
The number of Power BI users equals the number of Excel users worldwide. Then I think that's when
it's over.
Then it's going to stop hitting exponential growth. So what is that, like 2 billion? Or what does Microsoft claim is the number of Excel users in the world? It's got to be in the billions.
Not sure.
Yeah.
I know at one point they marketed it as like over 1 billion. I definitely know it's at least that to that level.
I can see it.
Yeah.
Yeah. In some respects, maybe Power BI is the shinier version of what Power Query actually brought to Excel, and Excel users didn't know was there, right? It has all that capability wrapped into, obviously a lot more. But yeah, I agree. It is awesome to see that the growth is still maintaining. The curve is crazy. It's also a reminder that we need to go back and remarket stuff that was 5 years old, right?
Yeah, totally.
Think about all of the things that, even from like Mike and I, we have a bunch of tools, and I think we just take for granted, training classes or things that we do. Hey, just recycle it, man. Bring it back into the fold, because there are just new users all over the place, and I think when we sit here and we've been with the tool for 5 years, you get a different perspective, but it is a great point, because there are points where we need to reflect on the fact that new users are hitting this tool just as rapidly as they were a long time ago, and we really should be regurgitating some of the great stuff that we've learned, as well as the great tools that allow us to do that. And that's where the third-party tools are a huge thing that I love, that have been integrated, and we can do that in a simpler way. I agree wholeheartedly.
It's a good point. And also, with the changes, so, we're talking a bit about blogs today, but, I know you guys at Power BI Tips have shared a lot of stuff. Reed, Gilbert, I mean, I'm not sure. Eric, we know sometimes you do a blog. But, these things change. And someone put a comment on one of my blog posts the other day. And I actually updated it this week. So how to insert an Excel table in an Excel workbook connected to the service, right? So you can have a pivot table, and you can also put an Excel table connected to the service, with the implication that you can get 400,000 rows worth of data. You can basically do paginated reporting. So someone made a comment on my blog post about that, which was, I think, 3 years old, saying, I tried to do it, I couldn't get it to work. But of course, so much has changed, right? So you no longer get this ODC file downloaded from Analyze in Excel. You now get an Excel workbook, and the connection's already been made, and just the way that you actually went about doing that process has changed. And that comment really hit home to me, and I think this is exactly what you were saying, Seth, is that because I love producing content, but some of the best things I think I can do moving forward is to go back and refresh some of the older foundation stuff, update it for the latest UI, update it, frankly, for our collective learnings, right? Because we're learning too. So as you learn, you find better ways to explain things, different approaches to solve problems. And so refreshing old content is actually a huge opportunity that I haven't really had high enough on my agenda, and plan to do that moving forward.
I think I won't revisit my blog post about Power View.
Yeah.
Some things were saved on, right?
Yeah.
Power View at least has small multiples.
Yeah.
Oh, does it?
That was something that I think was my biggest gripe when Power BI Designer first came out. Like, where's the small multiples? This was such a great feature of Power View.
I noticed that's in the release notes as well. If you have a look at the online release notes, it talks about small multiples as coming this quarter, I believe, but I haven't seen it, so I don't know where it is.
It's got bumped.
Oh, it got bumped, did it?
According to the blog, it's got bumped until next month, hopefully. But I was kind of super amped to talk about small multiples. It's kind of something I really, really love. And they're not here.
Maybe
Well,
we were
at least
too
we're
honest in the
guaranteed
last
you'll
call.
come back next month then.
Exactly. You're now on hook for next month. Hey, speaking of really amazing visuals, how's the HTML content visual version 2 coming along?
It's consuming my life.
Is that your product, Daniel?
Nice.
It is, yeah.
Did you write that?
Yeah.
The better version of the original HTML. There was one HTML custom visual. Daniel has knocked it out of the park with a version better of that. It's a new visual basically, and there's a version 2 that I'm literally drooling to get my hands on because I think it's going to solve some of my really big problems here. But it's hard to make an entire IDE inside a custom visual, so I can see how it's.
So what does it do, Daniel?
What does it do?
I'll send you a blog link for this one, or a video.
Oh yeah, we've got Mike and I did a webinar about it. But version 2 is very, very close to being done. I'm just putting together all the doc, and I'll be looking to get some people to beta test it pretty soon. I think it's such a big change. I won't push it to the marketplace. I'll get people to maybe give it a try and make sure it still works. But we're going to put an IDE inside a custom visual and allow people to actually edit HTML in the visual rather than using the data model.
It's huge.
Which I'm not a big fan of.
Super flexible.
So give me a use case. You guys have got some big scheme in your mind that I haven't been able to understand yet. What's the use case?
Well, there's one that I can see right out the get-go. If you think about how much customization goes into making a income statement, there's different rows, there's different columns. I have formatting on a per column basis. I have lines above and below. Standard visuals don't give you a really elegant looking at an income sheet or an income statement inside an organization. So I think one of the things I want to really get into is I have some income statement things I'd like to build, but I'd like to have very specific details as to, how do I handle each one of these rows? What's the spacing of this row? I want row by row level spacing, and you can do cell by cell level formatting all based on HTML. So that's my use case, but I think it would be very helpful for, because it gives you highly, almost cell by cell level formatting if you need it. And Daniel, you may have other use cases that you feel is just
I mean, there's a few use. I mean, one of the most common use cases is people trying to source data from systems that actually have HTML data inside them. So SharePoint or Project, where people have got rich text inside their data sets. So even just being able to surface that up so it renders the same as it does in their app is quite helpful to them, particularly for things like drill through or detailed information, which is pretty good. There's also a sort of no or low code element to it. So if people want to build little customized cards or have precision based layouts, they can have some control over that. So there's quite a few things there. And then you've got people that are actually, I've seen a few good use cases where people have been actually doing some pretty cool stuff with mapping, custom shape files and mapping for the US election results and visualizing that, just using HTML inside the data model.
So is this going to be a commercial product or a free product?
I do it for the love.
Okay.
Send Daniel. Daniel, it does
if I
do
charged
sponsorship
for
on
it would cost way too much money.
Do it for the likes.
He does do sponsorships on GitHub, so sponsor him if you like
Mike,
the visual. Sponsor him.
Yeah, you should share the link on the YouTube comments, because I'm certainly interested to find out some more about that. So Daniel, I've got another custom visual for you, because you obviously got some spare time.
This is why I moved down to Christchurch.
I seriously would really like a DAX query visual, so that I could actually write a DAX query somehow and have that DAX query displayed basically like a table visual. So at the moment, of course, the visual builds the framework. So if you take a matrix, the visual is used to structure the matrix, and then the measures are used inside to render the numbers. But I'd love to be able to write a DAX query as part of a visual and have that table that the DAX query generates render on the page.
So
rather than
like,
any data.
really
essentially,
cool.
it will take your sum of sales and put calculate with a filter next to it, like explain what each cell has as the measure that's being auto-scripted.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think
Or
Microsoft would
maybe-
have to give us some
maybe-
extra permissions.
Yeah, and maybe you don't need to even do that. Maybe it's just a visual that can. Maybe I don't need it, because you could just write a DAX query in a table, couldn't you, in the model,
I like
and
this.
then just put a regular table and bring every column in. Maybe that would do it.
Generally how I do it, but like the quick answer is custom visuals can't reach into the data model. We have to pull fields into them.
Yes.
Right.
So you'd only be able to use the fields you give the visual, because if we could grab everything, then custom visuals would be able to do all kinds of horrible things.
Right. Okay.
So it's the query result goes to the visual, and then the visual can use the query result to do its thing, not I want all your fields and measures. So it would be a really cool idea, but unless we get that permission, we wouldn't really be able to do it.
Matt, are you thinking about like you want to know how the DAX measure is executing? Because Micro Russo has that blog around. Here's all the filters or properties. He did some kind of like measure that dumped out a bunch of information about the execution. Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah. No.
It's like a tooltip. I thought he had a tooltip that does that. It automatically shows the.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he has. No, that's not.
Not
That's
what you're
not
thinking?
really what I was thinking.
Okay.
But it was an old idea, and I haven't really thought it through recently. But
I can tell.
that's another blog that I've got.
I got you back for that one.
Okay. Yeah. No,
I guess when
Could do it through an
we
external tool, maybe.
Oh, an external tool would do it. Yeah, for sure.
or when we get the paginated report visual.
That would be another big one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of paginated reports, come on guys, in the blog we gotta give a little love to Chris
bear.
Finley, right? Like
Yeah.
he put out
Paginated
some
bear.
sample reports. Looking like paginated that we've known, but it's nice to see that those are out on GitHub and people can suck those in and get a feel for if they're just coming into Power BI. They'll get a little love from paginated. We've been exploring, the interaction a little bit further a lot lately, as far as, obviously the Power BI report pages aren't really designed for dumping data out. Paginated, could be that solution for a lot of people. I've been digging into Paul Turley's blog of how you mastermind that linking between the two, and also I think the button to drill through on single selects. So paginated I think is still a fantastic resource, and the more they keep building that interaction between the two, I think people are going to be able to use that a lot more, which is just a good thing.
There's also the new capability in the service where you can, if you click on a data set, or you can download an RDL file, so you get the connection directly in a report that opens in Paginated Report Builder.
Ooh. Is that out this month?
It was out 2 or 3 weeks ago, I think.
Okay.
It's not. It's mentioned in the blog as well.
Download a connected paginated report from a Power BI data set. Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah.
Excellent. I don't know how to link to this one. I'm trying to get the link for that one. The blog.
Hey guys, I got to drop off. Sorry. Top of the hour.
Matt, good to see you.
Have fun. Go making money.
Yeah.
Okay.
Make those clients happy.
See you guys. Bye.
Excellent. We are at the top of the hour, and I will be respectful. Some people are beginning their days. Some people are ending their days. I'll just do a quick roundup here. Thank you guys for being patient. Thank you for Michael's working through his massive technical issues. I'll try not to update my computers before we do a web stream anymore, so they don't overheat or whatever the heck they were doing. Does anyone have any events that they're speaking at? So just real quick at the end here, are there any speaking engagements coming up across the MVP community? Give a quick shout out. Let's start, Seth. Is there anything that you can think of that is coming through that you're participating or speaking in?
Not me personally, but we are hosting Parker Stevens next Tuesday for our PUG at 6 p.m. Central. He's going to be walking us through Power BI admin reporting. He built a custom solution, so look for that.
Yep, look for that one. Reed, anything that you got coming up?
Yeah, so I haven't made the announcement yet, but for at least people on here,
Here we go. World premiere from Reed.
I'm doing a live stream of the new Tabular Editor 3 with Daniel on Friday, December 11th at 10 a.m., where he'll demo the upcoming Tabular Editor 3 that's coming out. I'm super excited for that one.
Heck yeah.
Awesome.
Cool.
I thought I had solid rights to the only videos from Tabular Editor 3, but I guess I gotta pay more money to Daniel to get him to come over here.
Yeah.
I guess.
Right.
Eric, anything you're speaking? Anything coming up for you?
Yeah, I'm actually having a meeting in the Danish Power BI user group on December 9th,
Okay.
where I hope to gather a few MVPs as well.
Oh.
Benny and Nicky, I think also I will try to convince him to present. He presented at the latest.
Congratulations, Nicky, you're presenting. Get ready. December 9th, you heard it here.
The rest of you is
I should
also
update my blog post then.
Yeah.
Mark, anything that you got coming up?
Yep, actually next Monday, the 16th, I'm going to present about external tools at the German Power BI Days, which is an online meetup. So have a look at powerbidays.com, where you can sign up for free.
I'm going to go see if I can snag the link real quick for that one. Power BI, wrong keyboard. Power BI Days. Gilbert, are you doing anything speaking-wise? Any events you're doing?
I think we got something local here in Australia towards the end of the month where we having almost like a Power Platform, so Power BI, Power Automate, and I've forgotten the other one. It's in the black.
It's very early for Gilbert. It's like 6 a.m. his time.
So a few of us just getting together at the end of the year just to go through the top 3 things pretty much on the Power Platform.
Excellent. That sounds fun. Daniel, you're always busy.
You're muted, Mike.
Oh yeah, let's try that.
No, you mute.
Oh no, that might be lost.
Which one of you clowns are muting me on the live stream? It's one of you. I know it is. Thanks guys. Daniel, anything coming up for you?
Mostly physical stuff. So Christchurch Power BI, data user group. I'm presenting next week on that. So any of the 19 people watching who are in New Zealand in Christchurch, we'll be doing an in-person meetup talking about custom visuals in Power BI and safety and security. Next month we've got Reza and Layla from Radicat are taking their show on the road. We've got 3 Dfinity in-person conferences in Auckland, Wellington, and Christchurch.
Nice.
Early December. At the start of December, we've got Discovery AI do a Power BI for Enviro engineers meetup, which is online. So we'll be doing one of those on custom visuals in Power BI and all the different use cases.
Nice.
And finally, I think for me, I've got a course dropping through Radicat next month on how to develop custom visuals. So if anyone is curious about how to do that, we'll be launching that. It's about 5 hours worth of content. It started out as 3. It's taken a long time. It's getting there, but it's due to be out next month.
Excellent, nice.
And HTML content V2 maybe will be in beta next month if I can pull my fingers out and get on with it.
Let's hope it comes out. Loving it. And Nikki, you're speaking on December 9th, I hear?
Yes, I just said. I will put it in my agenda.
Excellent. Well, thank you very. Oh, anything else you're speaking on?
Yeah, I actually I was a bit late because I wanted to finish my blog post about speaking engagements.
Awesome.
That's a good one. You can put the link in the chat if you want.
Yes, please. Send me the link
actually,
and I'll get it in there.
I'm actually talking tomorrow for 2 sessions at the Microsoft 365 Chicago.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
And the Power Platform French Summit is the week after that, so November 20.
Oh yeah, I'm there as well. Forget about that one.
Yeah. No problem.
Mark, got to make sure you update your calendar.
Yeah.
One more I'd like to mention is Mark and I run the Power BI Days Netherlands also, and we have that coming up in November 24.
Excellent.
So we have Alexander and Megan.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much for doing all that. I appreciate it. You guys are super engaged. I appreciate all your work for the community. I learned so much from all of you. Thank you for your time again. Thank you for being patient with me. Again, I'll just keep buying gear, and maybe one of these days it'll just be seamless and smooth, and we'll have no issues.
Practice makes perfect.
Practice makes perfect. Right. Or it makes you look like
Yeah.
a fool over and over and over again. One of those things. Thank you, everyone attending online. And if you're watching this later, I hope you enjoyed some of the content here. We've got some of the experts. I think this is one of the largest online events that I'm seeing for MVPs in one shot at one point. So please share this and share all the content around. And we'll see you next month. Hopefully there'll be another good release, and we can talk more about composite models, I believe. I think that's going to be an exciting one we're going to talk about next time.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Cheers, guys. Thank you so much.
for
I
having
appreciate
us.
it.
Good.
Have a
Bye.
great rest of
Yes.
the week.
Yeah.
Take care, everyone.
Bye.
See ya.
Take care. Bye.